Remember that time when Beerus fought 11 gods of destruction at once? As Goku returns to Beerus' planet to train, Goku reminds Beerus about the promise they had made to the Omni Kings after they held their tournament against Universe 6. However, Beerus would just prefer that Goku drop the issue altogether, but this wouldn't be enough as Goku, being Goku of course, decides to press the red button that would send him to the palace of the Omni Kings despite Beerus' wishes. And as the Omni King plays chess with the multiverse and the divine realm, contemplating on whether or not they should erase a few universes from existence, Goku suddenly appears, greeting the Omni Kings and reminding them about the Universal Tournament, which unknowingly stops the Xenos from erasing the universes in just the nick of time. The Grand Priest then decides that the Tournament of Power should be held within 5 ticks, which would have roughly translated to 40 hours on Earth. However, before Goku can head back to his universe to prepare, the Grand Priest halts Goku for just a moment as he reaches out to all of the angel attendants from the 12 universes to prepare their gods of destructions in the Supreme Kais. And as all the 12 universes are ready, the Grand Priest summons all the 12 gods of destruction, their angels, and even the universe's Supreme Kais. As Goku is amazed at the sight of all 12 gods of destruction kneeling in the Omni King's presence. The Tournament of Power is then announced to every universe. However, although things are moving smoothly for the Xenos, the Omni King from the future Trunks' timeline never had the events of Universe 6's tournament happen in his own timeline. Thus, he doesn't truly know what a Tournament of Power even looks like. And this notion prompts the Grand Priest to set up a tournament exhibition match, which would see the gods of destruction entering the stage, shocking everybody, especially Champa, who states that he hasn't trained in several decades. As the gods enter the ring, Quitella inquires about the rules for this tournament with the Grand Priest, to which the only specific rule given for the exhibition match is that each of the gods of destruction were to give their all during the battle, or they would face being erased by Zeno himself. And as the gods take a moment to process the ensuing battle, Quitella calls over to Beerus, stating that they can finally settle who is the strongest between the two of them, as Beerus had already lost an arm wrestling match to the god in the past. And Goku from the stands, in usual Goku fashion, wishes Beerus luck in his battle, being completely oblivious to the mess he's just created. However, in a moment of pure rage, without carefully contemplating his words, Beerus yells out to Goku that he is the one responsible for this entire ordeal and he shouldn't be so lighthearted about it. However, as Beerus realizes what he had just said, the other 11 gods of destruction are seen staring menacingly at Beerus, who might just be regretting his outburst. As Quitella states that Beerus had just dug his own grave, and Belmod recalls a time where Beerus also put every universe at the verge of being destroyed in the past, to which Whis elaborates on what Belmod was referring to Goku, explaining that at one point Zeno had planned a hide and seek match between the gods and Beerus had accidentally fallen asleep for nearly 50 years, causing the game to have to be brought to an end, which made Zeno extremely angry, to which all the other 11 gods of destruction had to pick up after Beerus' mess just to calm Zeno. And finally getting an opportunity to take revenge on Beerus for the past times he's nearly gotten them erased, and for the current Tournament of Power, the other 11 gods of destruction decide to start the tournament by picking off Beerus early in the match. As the gods ready their fighting stances, the Grand Priest calls for the gods to begin, as 11 gods of destruction bolt directly towards Beerus. Beerus manages to dodge the first 5 gods of destruction's attacks, that being from Jin, Ewan, Liquor, Heelys, and Belmod, to which Whis explains to Goku that Beerus' body can sense all impending attacks surrounding him, and that his body can react accordingly. However, even Lord Beerus is imperfect, as Beerus is eventually caught by Mule. However, as Champa, Rumshi, and Quitella charge to attack Beerus, Beerus manages to escape just in time, evading their finishing blow. However, in an impressive maneuver, Beerus tosses Champa into the air, fooling the other gods of destruction into taking to the sky, believing that Beerus was the one being hurled upwards. However, as the other gods of destruction realize this, Beerus actually reveals his real location as he emerges from underneath Mule, as Beerus then launches a destruction blast directly at the surprised gods. However, as they recover seemingly unscathed, Belmont lands a surprise kick to the back of Sidra's neck, as he proclaims that Beerus isn't the only enemy that they have in the arena, and that every god of destruction should fend for themselves. Belmont would take to the air, trapping the other 11 gods of destruction in an energy barrier, as Belmont then creates cards assumingly made out of God of Destruction Ki, as Iwan wonders if Belmont was actually going to try to kill them. Belmont would then launch his attack, as the other trapped gods of destruction can only helplessly block themselves to fend off Belmont's strikes. And breaking free, Liquor uses his tail to fire a barrage of attacks directly at Belmont, knocking him out of the sky. However, as the smoke clears, Heelys launches one of her arrows directly into Liquor's arm, as out of nowhere Rumshi lets out his own massive battle cry, knocking out the Supreme Kais and leaving the gods of destruction staggering and frozen in place, as Rumshi then plows through the gods of destruction, knocking several of them into the air. Arak and Jin are then shown firing their own ki attacks at each other as an all-out brawl ensues. As Champa is seen finishing off Sidra, Mule is also shown holding Liquor in one arm and firing an energy beam out of his eyes at Heelys, and as the dust settles, Beerus is seen heavily damaged and out of breath, landing his finishing attack on Rumshi, as Quitella is also seen finishing up his hard-fought battle with Iwan, and Beerus and Quitella finally face off against each other, as Quitella proclaims that they can finally end their rivalry. However, as the two charge in to land their final attacks and see who is truly the strongest god of destruction, the Grand Priest intervenes, stopping the two mid-blow with just one finger, as the Omni King could no longer keep up with the fast-paced battle between the gods of destruction and had grown extremely bored with the tournament's outcome. This is easily one of the most epic battles in all of Dragon Ball, but it is one of the most misquoted and misinterpreted battles in all of Dragon Ball history. Many fans say that Beerus soloed the other gods of destruction, when in actuality he's only really shown dodging 5 of them and he only manages to damage 1. And even if you say that he defeated Mule, Arak, Champa, and even Jin, as we don't see who defeats these other gods of destruction in the manga itself, Beerus would have fought these gods when they were already tired and battle damaged from other encounters. And based on how damaged Beerus is after his battle with Rumshi, even if Beerus beat 5 other gods of destruction, even if we only see him actually defeat 1, he still would have gotten extremely beat up by the gods of destruction who were already injured from previous battles. But nonetheless, this is still one of my favorite sections in the Dragon Ball Super manga.